Thanks for tuning in to the Thumb Strong podcast. If you could, please like and subscribe to help us reach more people and help them get started in their fitness journey. Thanks and enjoy the episode. Hey, we're live for a very important topic today. What we're going to talk about today is something that affects probably half of U.S. citizens, whether they know it or not. So the topic is about insulin resistance. So we're going to educate you guys on what it is, what are the contributing factors to how you're getting it, what it leads to, and how to prevent it. So Bethany, what is insulin resistance?
Okay, I'm going to do a little in-depth explanation here. So the early stage of insulin resistance, just as a quick overview, early stage is essentially your cells become resistant to the sugar that's in your blood. So you eat food, your body breaks it down into glucose. That's what your blood sugar is. It's glucose in the blood. And insulin's job is to shuttle that into your cells. And what ends up happening in early insulin resistance is your body starts to not absorb all of that blood glucose into the cells. It ends up just kind of recycling back through, because your cells are full with glucose already. And so that's where you get a little bit of high blood sugar. And then in the early stages, your pancreas starts to overwork and start to produce more and more insulin to overcompensate. But what happens after that is your pancreas ends up going into overdrive, causing it to malfunction later down the road. So it ends up wearing out. Different cells get burnt out in the pancreas, and your insulin production begins to decline. So that's the turning point from insulin resistance into things like prediabetes, diabetes.
So everybody that's type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic went through that phase of insulin resistance that led them to that point.
Yes. And it's usually something that you don't notice right away, since the higher insulin production in your body kind of masks it until you get to that pre-diabetes stage. Usually once you get diagnosed with that, that's when you start to notice that, oh, I was insulin resistant at that point.
Okay. What's next down there?
Next. Why does it matter? Why do we need to care about this? Why should we care? Yeah. It's insulin resistance is not just about blood sugar. It's linked to many chronic conditions, like obviously type 2 diabetes, like I mentioned, but also high blood pressure, high cholesterol, probably high cortisol too, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, PCOS in women, and even certain cancers and Alzheimer's. So a lot of different chronic diseases are linked to insulin resistance.
Mm.
It also contributes to being fatigued, severe belly fat, inflammation, and accelerated aging. So like I said, a lot of people walk around with it for years without even knowing, until like they get their labs done, they get their blood work done, and they're like, oh shoot, now you're pre-diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So people might walk around saying, oh, I'm healthy because my labs are fine, but really you could be in this insulin resistant stage and just not know that you're on the track, you're on the road to being pre-diabetic if you're not doing anything about it.
Well, a lot of times people will just ignore it until like their blood sugar gets so out of control that they just pass out. Because that's what happens when it gets either really high or really low, is your body will just pass out. And then they're like, what is going on? And then they go to the doctor, and then they're like, well, you have diabetes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an indicator right there.
Yeah. So how common is it? You touched on this.
Yeah, so over 40% of U.S. adults are insulin resistant.
Just aged 18 to 44.
Yeah, just age 18 to 44. They probably estimate over half of U.S. Americans.
Yeah. And among obese adolescents, over half show signs of insulin resistance. So since prediabetes is basically early stage, or is like insulin resistance, 38% of adults have prediabetes, and so we're talking about like millions of people.
Yeah. And you said it best. So like, insulin resistance is kind of one of those contributing factors to so many of the diseases in our country. So it's kind of like that check engine light, like Bethany said. It's like that check engine light. And when that comes on, like unless you get it fixed and you get it under control, you're going to lead to a whole host of issues like developing type 2 diabetes, which could also lead to other diseases, obviously. So it is a very, very important topic.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like one of those contributing factors to our health epidemic in this country. You kind of start somewhere along that phase. It leads into a host of other diseases. So definitely something that's going to be important to take into consideration and start to make some necessary improvements in your lifestyle to help avoid it, because you can't avoid it, which we will get to. What's the next part of it?
I have a question first. Do you know any the signs and symptoms of prediabetes?
Of prediabetes?
Mm-hmm.
We could probably find out.
Yeah, that people could look for.
I mean, well,
because I mean, you're talking about the check engine light, right?
Yeah,
But like, how do you know when that comes on?
Right.
I know like fatigue, having like feeling like if you're not eating, like your blood sugar, like you said, like you're feeling like faint or any of that, like between eating.
Mm-hmm.
Dizziness.
Yeah,
nausea.
Let me get some more science.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a whole list. That's why I'm just curious. Cause,
Yeah, it would be nice to know for people.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what are some signs
like
that
maybe
I
you're
might
worried
be,
about it.
But
Yeah. Fatigue after meals, especially like carb heavy meals. So since your body's struggling,
it's really high.
Yeah, it's struggling to use the blood sugar efficiently, so you end up feeling sluggish instead of energized. Which I feel like that happens to a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If you get constant cravings, like for sugar, carbs, or caffeine, your body cells are starved for energy, even though your blood system is flooded with glucose. Like insulin resistance is strongly linked to fat storage around the abdomen. So if diet and exercise aren't helping, this could be a red flag that you're also insulin resistant too. If you get increased hunger, like you just ate but you're still hungry again, your body feels like you need to keep eating, but your insulin, the high insulin, prevents you from accessing your stored body fat.
Gotcha.
I might be insulin resistant.
You have brain fog,
Yeah.
trouble focusing, memory lapses, mental fatigue, frequent urination or thirst,
Yeah. I eat a lot.
dark patches of skin.
No. I'm just really tan right now.
It says that velvety discoloration often shows up around the neck, armpits, or groin, and it's a sign of high insulin levels. Trouble losing weight despite effort. Your metabolism is fighting against you instead of working for you.
You can always go and get your A1C checked too, right?
Yeah, it says the most reliable sign is a blood test showing a fasting glucose of 100 to 125 milligrams per deciliter, and then your A1C being 5.7 to 6.4%. Your fasting insulin is often elevated but rarely tested, even though it's a key early warning sign.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So get a blood test every year if you want to monitor this, basically.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. If you want to be very accurate.
Yeah.
And not just self-diagnose.
True.
Because I could probably tell you're not very insulin resistant.
Probably not. But I do have a lot of symptoms.
So that's like, it could be confusing.
But my lack of mental energy could be way better than most people. Like what I think is, oh man, I'm not very energized, might be way more than.
It's very relative, yeah.
Yeah. Barry, want to talk about what causes insulin resistance?
Yes, I can. So insulin resistance is caused by a mix of lifestyle, genetics, and the environment. Some of the biggest drivers include lack of physical activity, poor diet, chronic stress, poor sleep, and disruption of our circadian rhythm, excess belly fat, and medical conditions like PCOS, hypothyroidism, and vitamin D deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that goes into it. But I guess the biggest ones would be diet and exercise.
Yeah.
And stress.
Yeah, and stress. Those three.
Yeah.
Like,
which we've talked about a lot the last couple episodes was like chronic stress and cortisol and stuff like that. Which it's funny because everything ties together so well. Like when you're hearing about this, so if you just woke up in the morning and got outside and went for a run or a walk or a bike ride, like you're solving so many different things. You're getting exercise, you're getting vitamin D with sunlight, you're reducing stress, you're setting your circadian rhythm. Literally, like hits into multiple of those areas that you just listed with like one little simple thing that you can do.
Bam.
Boom.
And for diet, like sugary foods,
Processed.
refined carbs, and processed food, like a lot of that is in the diet of most Americans.
Yeah.
That aren't.
The sad diet.
Yeah, it's that diet.
I
The
saw
cheap diet.
I saw a video yesterday that I think would be a really good tip for somebody. So, if you see a commercial about a food, you shouldn't eat it. If you have to advertise a food, it's probably not a food that you should eat.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, nobody's on there advertising broccoli and potatoes or anything.
No.
It's usually the candies and the fast food and all this processed stuff. That's not good for us.
I see Hunt's tomato commercials.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes.
That's good.
Back in the day, actually, I don't really anymore, but
Some
I
cat
don't really
soup.
watch commercials anymore
Yeah.
because you can
Yeah.
skip it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's another sad thing is like all these endorsements from professional athletes and actors and people that we look up to, and celebrities. You got to realize that they get paid thousands, if not maybe millions of dollars to represent a freaking fast food company or do a commercial for Sprite or Subway or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if they have to bring in somebody that you look up to in order to sell you a food, it's not a good
Yeah.
food
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A sells itself,
because it's actually decent.
which is good. There's always a line.
Yes.
Also the genetic piece of it. One thing I wanted to mention, there's an analogy that I really like. Genetics loads the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger.
Ooh.
So, your genes set you for a baseline susceptibility to developing certain diseases, certain chronic diseases, things like that. So, you may be more prone based on your genetics, but it's not like it's not your destiny. Like, it doesn't have to be that certain way. But lifestyle factors is what expresses those genes. So, even people with a high genetic risk can reduce their risk by up to 60% by adopting healthier habits.
Say that again. So, if I was born with, poor genetics from my family, whatever, passed down, for insulin,
Diabetes.
what would you say? Diabetes.
Diabetes,
higher
heart
risk for
disease,
diabetes.
all
Heart
that
disease. Okay. So just repeat that again because I think it's important for people.
Even with a high genetic risk, people can reduce that risk by up to 60% just by adopting healthier habits.
So I think that's important to know because a lot of people that I've even talked to over the years, past 10 years, basically just say, oh yeah, it's genetic. My mom and dad or my grandpa has it, and act as if there's nothing they can do to help reduce, the risk for heart disease or diabetes, whatever it is. Yes, you're at higher risk, but there is definitely things that you can do to help lower that risk or at least mitigate some of the effects or so. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's important for people to know.
So, there was a joke I heard that's along those lines. It's like, oh, this runs in my family, and it's because nobody runs in your family.
No. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so if your family had, that's the thing, is like, is it nature, is it nurture for a lot of these things?
Yeah.
Because a lot of families, they're like, oh yeah, all of my extended family have, gotten heart disease or cancer or some sort of chronic ailment, but it's not like they all lived healthy lifestyles.
Yeah.
They all drank or smoked or ate a bunch of junk food. They didn't work out. They were probably stressed. So many different factors.
Let's face it, for the first 18 years of your life or more, you're living that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever your parents are eating or doing, you're pretty much doing the same thing.
Because that's what's normal for you.
Yeah, this is normal for you. So you could say, oh yeah, my parents have this, so I'm going to have it. Is it actually 100% that, or is it more because you adopted their lifestyle habits for the first 20 years of your life?
Yeah.
So
it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility.
ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
God, you're full of just golden nuggets.
Thank you.
Today.
It's the white monster.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
That's
Don't be promoting stuff.
Never mind.
That isn't good for
It's
you.
not white monster. It's my brain. I'm kidding. caffeine.
Your
Okay.
your brain's the gun the white monster's pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good one.
Loaded with knowledge.
Yeah.
Just loaded with knowledge. Just need that to pull the trigger. Just the caffeine.
Yeah, just kidding.
Okay, moving on. How do we reverse this naturally? So, what can you do about it? Number one is to move your body. Exercise is one of the most powerful tools for improving insulin sensitivity, you guys. Even 30 minutes a day of walking, lifting weights, or doing group training can make a big difference. So, if you aim for at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity,
So 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
yes, that's your goal. If you're not there yet, start with 10 minutes a day and build from there. You want to know the science behind this?
Yeah.
So the sciencey part behind this is because your insulin can't shuttle glucose into your cells. The reason for that is because there's already so much glucose stored in there, or body fat storage, or anything like that. And that's usually from being sedentary, because you're not burning the stores in your stomach. And so I might have talked about this last week too, but it's like you have a full tank of gas in your car, but you keep pouring more gas in, what's happening? It's spilling back out.
Yeah.
And so unless you drive the car, then you're not going to burn the fuel that's in there to deplete it and then need it to be restored. So that's why moving your body really makes a big difference. Next, fix your food. You gotta focus on those whole foods. So thinking lean proteins, veggies, healthy fats, fiber. So limiting any sugars, sodas. It's like high sugar sodas. White bread or like really processed carbohydrates, ultra processed food, ramen noodles, things like that. Great diets for insulin resistance would be a Mediterranean style diet or something that's low glycemic or DASH. I don't know what DASH is. But
I've heard of it.
I think that's actually what I might have is it hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia?
Hypo is low.
Low blood sugar.
Yeah, so like if I don't eat, for example, like if I'm really active and I don't have some fuel, I'll get lightheaded and cold and like sweaty. My blood sugar drops.
Oh yeah, that's normal though.
That's a normal bodily function.
Right. But
Normal.
but like I'm not saying like I didn't eat all day long. Like it could be 2.5 hours
Yeah.
or something like that.
Maybe you're like
I just burn.
maybe you need to
fuel.
adapt to burning fat as fuel a
Yeah,
little bit.
I do.
Yeah. How do we do that?
Maybe just passive cardio. There you go.
I've been walking in the morning before I eat and running.
There you go. Then that's gonna help you.
Does that really help?
I think so.
I'll try it and let you know.
I feel like it's helped me.
Zone
Really?
2 in general would help you
I do a lot of zone 2. It's not fasted though.
burn fat or fuel. It's oxidative energy. So
Yeah, I'm burning fat right now.
you're in zone 2.
Well,
no,
you
you
do burn fat.
The
just
most
by
you're
yourself.
burning the most
yeah.
fat by doing absolutely nothing.
I'm thinking
Thinking.
with your brain.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna get back to this.
Yeah.
So a simple diet tip is if it didn't grow, walk, fly, or swim, it probably doesn't need to be in your body every day. That's a good one.
It's good.
Protein and
I like
produce.
Yep.
If you wouldn't find it at no, never mind. I'm not going to say farmer's market because people put junk in farmer's market too.
Right.
No cinnamon
It's
rolls.
better than most things though.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, prioritize sleep. So sleep has a direct impact on your metabolism. Trying to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night and keeping a consistent bedtime and wake time, even on the weekends. I'm not very good at that.
Either. But I'm as good as I can be.
I'm not.
Do your best.
I can do
Do
better.
your best.
I actually went to bed at 8 o'clock 2 nights this week.
Wow.
Oh, that's early. But I'm about a 9:30 guy.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I started taking those Ollie sleep gummies and they seem to help. Not every night because I don't want to
Have
be.
you tried magnesium yet?
I've done that before and it's not my. I've done like the magnesium glycinate.
Mine's got 7 different forms in it. To get them all.
Jeez, it beats.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Number 4, manage your stress. So chronic stress raises your cortisol, which makes your insulin resistance worse. So using tools like breath work, walking, journaling, prayer, or time in nature. Time in nature is underrated.
Why do you think people love camping so much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they get away from their responsibilities and they're in nature.
Well, let's see. You're in nature. You're outdoors almost the whole entire day. You're not on your phone nearly as much. You're probably not watching TV before bed. You're usually sitting around a campfire before you go to bed.
And you're with your family and
You're
friends.
with your family and friends. Like literally everything about camping is positive for our health, other than the processed food
Cooking.
and the drinks that we take along with it.
Yeah.
But it's still very beneficial.
Yes. We want to remind our members that stress relief doesn't always mean a spa day, even though massage is quite nice. Sometimes it's just saying no to things that drain your energy. So maybe it's like, yeah, maybe you do need to take like a day off work to like do things, get a good reset, saying no to scrolling on social media more, saying no when somebody offers you junk food because you take your body seriously. You're like, hey, I want to take care of myself.
It's hard.
I was gonna
It
say
is hard. Saying no to junk food is really hard.
It is hard.
no, yeah, it is.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
But you, again, for us on our daily basis, like, how much do we have to say no to junk food?
Yeah.
Because our environments are usually
Yeah, so it's more about your
environment.
environment. Sure. But if it's like, so for example, at the hospital, like Katie can't help it. You go into any of the break rooms or whatever, and doctors and other staff will literally buy donuts and pizza and all this stuff every day for the nursing staff.
Really?
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's like EMS break rooms at each hospital when you deliver a patient. Like you can go in and hang out in the smoke room. All the snacks in there were very healthy.
That's good.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
environment,
here.
Finest, yeah.
the environment really makes or breaks you,
Yeah.
especially in a hospital setting like that. I mean, me personally, I want my doctor and my nurse to be healthy. But
Yeah, exactly. That's
another topic.
whole other.
Yeah,
But
let's not open that can of
I-
worms today.
You want a skinny
think it should
doctor and
be-
a
it's
fat
like-
chef.
it's honestly borderline criminal in my opinion. I could be crazy, but like for people to make something that's literally garbage for our health and just deliver it to somebody and gift it to somebody, especially like kids who don't know any better, get them addicted to it. Then they go home and the parents got to deal with that for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
This kid addicted to sugar and stuff. It's like,
Then
it's like,
eventually-
what is the difference between that and like, Lauren, here's some
Carrot
weed,
sticks.
here's some cocaine, like whatever.
I
You
don't.
know, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
obviously it's different, but it's not really. I mean, sugar kills more people every year than any drug.
then the more sugar they eat, they're more insulin resistant.
Find it out. But it does.
I don't know. We would have a different opinion on that, but I don't know.
So
That's
like,
a whole nother
well,
podcast.
let me just ask the question though.
Yeah.
Like, if you had kids and you wanted them to be as healthy as
Mhm.
possible, I would hope every parent would want their kid to be healthy.
Yeah.
Right? And your neighbor brought over donuts and cookies every weekend for your kid to eat. Like, would it not bother you?
I wouldn't have a problem with every
Mm.
weekend, but like, because I wouldn't want them
Yeah,
to
but
develop.
that's what leads to. Have you ever talked to a parent where like, well, my kid won't eat anything anymore but this?
That's
Oh,
like,
too bad you're gonna go hungry.
yeah, that's
what
like
my parents told
one.
me.
That's one. That's 1 or 2 donuts a week.
I was gonna say,
It's also like a kid, like I don't know.
they whine about it for a little bit, but if they get hungry enough, they'll eat.
Yeah, like I
Just gotta figure it out on them a little bit.
yeah. No, I guess I wouldn't mind, but like there's too many factors that go in that, like how your kid turns out eating. You know what I mean? Like it's not just that one every week or like once or twice a week that's gonna like flip the switch and be like, I'm addicted to sugar now. Like I think it's more of like a
Consistent.
yeah, like
Yeah, if it's like
instead
a daily
of
thing, then it's
inst-
not.
it's more like having it in your house all the time, and like instead of reaching for like an apple or banana, they start reaching for like candy in the drawer or Oreos or like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Because it's like one thing with if you take the approach of like they'll never ever have sweets when they're a kid. Like what happens when they go off to college the first time?
Yeah.
They're gonna rebel and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna go. Like if you're really
So it's more on the environment and parents than anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you control what comes into the home. You do control what goes on their plate. At the end of the day, like yeah, you gotta put up with them crying and pouting about it. But
I mean, as long as they like, I always saw it as like special, like a special occasion where
Yeah.
we would go out and get like a donut or like
Yeah.
you get pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen very
I
often.
think that's
so you're pretty
that's
excited.
a good thing to teach. I think. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, this
So-
is what we do once a week or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be like,
Right.
oh,
Treating
you know,
it
our
as a
neighbor's
treat.
coming over with
Yeah.
donuts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they see it through
Yeah.
that point of view.
That'd be a more healthy relationship with food, because otherwise you're leading into like orthorexia, which is the obsession of eating healthy.
Yeah. And what I was getting at wasn't necessarily to never give your kids
Right.
any junk food. It was
Yeah.
just like how often I see adults giving kids or intriguing kids to have sugar. You know, it's like, hey, you better finish your food so that you can have cake. Like
Yeah.
every single time, like
Yeah, that's
giving them a
different,
reward for eating. It's like, oh no, you're just gonna eat. You know, you
Yeah.
don't need to do that. But
It's not like
yeah,
participation trophy for
Right.
eating.
yeah. I don't know.
I mean, maybe if the kid struggles to eat, I can see where
Yeah.
they're coming from with that. Like, if the kid's like not eating, but then it's like, don't give them a huge serving of it. Give them like a little tiny treat, like or something. I've seen like some dietitians that'll put like the treat on their plate, like it's 2 Oreo cookies, and then they have their whole plate of like
Mhm.
proteins and vegetables and fruits and all that, and then they have their 2 little
Yeah.
Oreo cookies with it. So that way it's not like, oh, you gotta like eat all of it to get this treat and
Right.
like developing an unhealthy relationship with that. It's just like, hey, like it's there, you get your little bit, and then that's what we do.
Anyway, off topic. You back on.
Back on. Number 5, supplements that may help. A few natural compounds, they're backed by research. Berberine, which says works
I've never
similarly
heard
to
of that.
I haven't
metformin.
either.
I've heard of it. I don't think it's going to work super similarly to metformin because it's not an actual drug, but I can't speak on that. Cinnamon can help lower your fasting blood sugar. That's true. Cinnamon's great for you.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Should use that.
Lipoic acid.
Yeah, lipoic.
ALA.
Yeah, ALA. It supports insulin sensitivity, which is good. And then vitamin D and magnesium. That's something that's often low.
I have 2 supplements to recommend to everybody:
Yeah.
vitamin D and magnesium.
And omega-3s.
And creatine.
And creatine.
Fish oil.
Let's just take all of it. I mean, what can it hurt,
I have all
They
those.
should just make one pill with all that in there.
That would be nice.
So you could definitely get most of that with like a lot of the greens powders now. They'll have like vitamin D and a healthy fat complex.
Yeah.
Like the stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's hard because different vitamins are absorbed and utilized in different forms
Mhm.
better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, with food or little.
My dad's watching. He said, we only let you get 3 or 4.
3 or 4 what?
I'm guessing Oreo cookies.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
See,
That's
there you go.
Yeah.
Again, always
Sorry.
always check with your doctor or nutrition coach before starting any supplements, of course, to make sure that it's viable and not something that's gonna, build up toxicity in you. That would not be good. Final thoughts? Any other final thoughts from you guys?
I guess I would start with honestly, probably the best thing you can do is probably start with blood tests. Like if you haven't been to the doctor in a long time,
There you go.
kind of see where you're at with everything. Like you said, the A1C and what was the other fasting glucose?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Numbers, just kind of see where you're at because that could be
125.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah. That's going to be that indicator if you're insulin resistant or not, and heading toward prediabetes and diabetes, which is not good. So that would be definitely my tip. And then obviously just take necessary precautions and don't wait until you're type 2 diabetic or heart disease or whatever. Like start just moving your body a little bit, start eating a little bit better 60% of the time. I think we established, hey, during the week, let's try to be disciplined and have some structure around our environment and the food that goes in our body. And then on the weekends,
A little more flexible.
you can have a little bit more flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Not full on, go do whatever you want, but like a
Yeah.
little more flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would add on to say, if you are at that point though of prediabetes and type 2, sort of small changes. You're not going to change it overnight, obviously. So small changes like 10 minutes of exercise a day. Change my meals, change my environment, maybe get all the unhealthy snacks out of the house, stuff like that.
It's reversible.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle change.
I was going to say, there's some people up here that have
I was going to
reversed
say,
their-
I was thinking of Carrie there.
yeah.
I can't remember what his A1C drop. I think it says right there, DeLorean, right behind your head.
It just says down
In 6 weeks, in the quote,
by over half of what it was.
he dropped his A1C by half. And I think it was like in the teens. Like it was super high. I think it was like 12 or 14. And he got it down to like 6 or 7.
Wow.
Which is like normal age. So he literally went from type 2 diabetic to no longer diabetic. So it is definitely reversible.
Yeah.
That's one thing I want to give people hope on is like you can definitely reverse it.
Mhm.
So,
Yes, big things. Move more. Move your body.
move your body.
Eat real food. That was. Think about it. If it was around like, say, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, so if food was around, that's what they ate. You probably should eat more of those. Sleep well, manage your stress, and ask questions because knowledge is power.
Whoa.
Taking action is how you stay strong.
That's right.
Awesome stuff. Okay. Is that it?
Yep, that's all I got.
Great work, everyone. Important topic. Hopefully this was valuable. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share it with somebody that might need to make some changes or that you think that could benefit from this information because knowledge is power, right? So you got to share the knowledge. And until next time, stay healthy and take one of these things and start applying it today. Take action. Don't wait till Monday, right, Barry?
Right.
Don't wait till Monday. Do it today.
Pet peeve.
All right. Peace out. Have a great weekend.